Disclaimer, this video is a test of my audio and editing kind of stuff because I just want to make these kind of videos. It's not going to be high quality, it's going to change around a lot. I am sorry, I'm going to do my best. Who doesn't love a good boss fight? Everyone loves a boss fight, and playing games are no different. Project Wingman is an indie game developed by 3 people, and it has boss fights. Yes, playing games do, in fact, have boss fights. Weirdly, I don't see people on YouTube talking about it, so I'm gonna do it myself. It's pretty clear when you're in a boss fight in Project Wingman. If it has a splash screen and a boss health bar, it's a boss fight. There's one exception to that, which we're going to get into, but for every boss fight, that's the basic formula. We're going to be going over every single boss, as well as the mission surrounding it, and then rating said boss from a scale of 1 to 5 on if I could take that boss in a fist fight behind a Denny's parking lot. There are bosses from the Conquest mode, which is like a roguelike mode but for planes, but they're randomly generated, so I'm not going to go over them because that's a whole headache. Also, we're not taking anything seriously. This is just a fun little ranking where we can talk about bosses and do an analysis video. Hush! You got all that? Good! Now let's do this. So, mission 3. This is a pretty simple mission. We're here to blow stuff up, and apparently we don't care about the airstrip that we're trying to take over. You can shoot it all you want and you won't get a mission failure, which doesn't make any sense, but let's go with it. You're probably still getting your wings, and you definitely don't have a good plane yet, so as far as missions go, this is still very easy. But then, on the horizon comes our first boss, Crosstalk Squadron. Also known as the annoying little bitch squadron by my friends, these guys, just like the mission, are still pretty easy. Impact is the name here. This is still one of my favorite bosses, even if it's a glorified fighter squadron. The presentation for the boss fights are top notch, and this is the first, so obviously it stands out. But at the end of the day, it's only 6 planes with okay pilots. 4 out of 5. I could beat them up easy. You dare challenge me? Mission 6. Hey, I have a question. You like the color orange? Well, welcome to Orange Central. Your job here is to assault a Cordium processing facility in an attempt to slow down the Federation. And if you didn't know already, Cordium is very explosive. Remember that nuke from the intro? Don't worry about that. Anyway, all your job is to destroy a few ground targets, go through a few tunnels, and you should be good. Well, should be. Enter Crimson Squadron. If you're planning to fight them, here's a tip. Don't. While I was making this video, a friend of mine decided to try Project Wingman. He never played a jet game before, but he was really trying his best. And when he got here, he tried to fight Crimson. It didn't go well. Do I even need to say anything? The entire boss fight is to run away. You're alone in a shitty jet that's probably designed to attack ground targets only, so you're definitely not ready. But borrowing a bit of Belkan witchcraft definitely helps. You just gotta make them pop. 0 out of 5. I would die very fast. Oh, damn. Ow! Mission 8 is interesting. Today it's just you and Dip against the world. And the world in this case is civilian airliners. You are targeting Cascadian transport ships which are hiding amongst civilian airliners. Honestly, it's kind of like a puzzle. You have to shoot the targets without shooting civilians, otherwise you lose. If you're not stupid and don't bring multi-lock rockets, it'll be fine. And sometimes they do something stupid like this and you can't even shoot them without damaging the... Now with all the transports taken out, you're introduced to the next boss. It's a big old plane and a couple of escorts. The 2 escorts are actually pretty good fighters and put up a good fight. If you're planning to use an anti-ship missile on the big old jet, then don't even think about it. I'll be honest though, this fight is, well, forgettable. It's the only boss fight which is against one of these big old jets, and yeah, it's just, well, it's the only fight against a huge jet in the game, and yet it's treated like a normal fight almost. Kinda disappointing, to be honest. 2 out of 5 because, I don't know, I'd probably fall asleep in the middle of the fight. Oh yeah, here we go, baby. You know what's going on. You know what this mission is. You have a jet, you have a squad, and there's a huge cloud of enemy jets that you have to target. Go fucking nuts. Eventually, after you exhaust all of the reinforcements, they'll have one last wave to send. And oh boy, here's Crimson Squadron again. Just a few missions ago, you were probably running away from these guys, but now you've got a better jet, more experience, and a lot more reinforcements. Let that music play, baby. No notes. 3 out of 5 because I think me and my gang can beat him up now.
A green worm pours a glass towards a glassmaker around 8 o'clock. Un verre verse un verre vers un verrier vers 20 heures.
The Federation has unearthed a most dangerous weapon. Something that could destroy Cascadia in one blow. And now Hitman Squadron must destroy it first. Of course, I am talking about the French. Frost is the very first time we are seeing a superplane on this list. She is flying an experimental airframe nicknamed the Spear, and oh my god, is this fight different from anything else. Look at all these particles, and look at all those railgun shots. This fight is intense and will confuse you. I mean, which way's up? Despite it being against the French, it's a very, very good fight. The surrounding mission is also pretty good. It's just attacking a base in the cover of night, so there's no notes there. However, I'm rating it a 5 out of 5. You know the British went to war with the French for 100 years, right? Don't look up who won. Alright, now that we've dealt with the French, we'll never have to see them again. Oh, you fucking fought, you dumb nuts. Yeah, so Frost did not like losing very much. So she's back with a new squad of Australians, as well as a cool outpost. No, seriously, that's part of the mission. She reads out your squad's real names, which in this world where there's mercenaries and bounty hunters is a really bad thing. Hey, why is it orange? Anyway, the entire mission is literally just you fighting Frost and Master Goose. Yeah, they also have super planes, and it's even more visually cluttered than last time, but hey, jokes aside, this is a very fun fight. And really dramatic considering what just happened to the story. What just happened to the story, you might ask? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna rate this one a 4 out of 5. Mainly because, yes, the British and French rivalry will go a long way, but the Australians hate us even more, and for good reason. Hey, remember when I mentioned at the beginning of the video there's going to be one exception to this list? Yeah, anyway, here's Giant Tank. I'm going to level with you real quick. Why isn't this a boss? Why doesn't it have a splash screen and a health bar and all that kind of stuff that bosses have? It's a completely unique enemy which is pretty damn tough and is introduced like a boss, which ends off a mission which is required to beat. Anyway, about the actual mission and the boss fight. The mission is pretty simple, you just have to blow up stuff, something you've all seen before. Near the end of the mission is when these guys show up, and there's a whole dialogue about them too. Experimental land battleships, chocked full of railguns, missile silos, guns, radars, etc. It's kind of insane, honestly. It works the same way as the air battleships, in which you have to destroy all the modules before you can actually destroy the thing itself. Theoretically, you could one-shot it with a railgun shot to the center mass, but I could never figure to do that. They're pretty comparable to air battleships, honestly, except I think more dangerous. Yeah, they're kind of slow and easy to target, but also you have to dive kind of weirdly at them sometimes, and they have so many more modules, which means more things to shoot at you and more health, effectively. Really fun to fight, I'll be totally honest. And again, I don't know why they're not classified as a boss like everything else. 2 out of 5 because I'm not trying to punch an M1A2 Abrams. Come on.
100 in Terrell. Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead.
A normal flight through Seattle. Nothing weird going on here, totally just shooting down a few things, fly around the volcano, and then... yeah, these guys are really not a fan of you anymore. In case you haven't noticed yet, we did skip over a mission where the entire world kind of blew up. Yeah, there wasn't a boss fight in it, so we didn't go over it. So these huge, omega, big-brained, Rick and Morty fan Crimson Squadron guys decided to blame you on the entire nuke that they set off in this place, causing the end of the world. That's okay though, because this time, we get to fight them fully, as in all of them. The first time they'd run away if one of them got low health, the second time you just had to shoot down like 4 or 5 of them, but this time you have to kill them all, and you only have your squad to back you up. So the ability to take 20 plus G-forces at 90-degree angles isn't just limited to the player. This boss fight's pretty hard and kind of tricky most of the time because it's hard to get a beat on them, but as long as you just keep turning, which you're usually doing anyway because you're trying to shoot them, you'll be fine. 3 out of 5. Yes, they do outnumber me, but I've gotten better at the game and so have you. Just use the secret technique to destroy them, turning in a circle.
All right, lighting it up.
Oh, by the way, how much TNT did you put down?
Just a little bit.
What's a little bit?
10,000?
Yeah, what? 10,000! My PC!
And here we are, already at the final boss of the game. Everybody, I present to you Crimson One, the little bitch who's been talking to you the entire time. He's decided to go a bit not so crazy and nuke another city, and also come at you with a experimental jet, which, holy shit, look at all this. You've got a swarm of sub-missiles, you've got gun pods, you've got rail cannons all the way, you've got energy shields that explode into rail cannons, you've got so much happening, all from one guy. He's got so much health, you have to fight so long to try and destroy him. Shot after shot, missile after missile, even using rail cannons if you got it, basically everything you can throw at him, until finally... I'm gonna drop the jokes real quick. This fight is fucking beautiful. Genuinely one of the most amazing final bosses in video games, and it came from an indie studio of just a couple people. A quick history, this game was inspired by Ace Combat, a game series which, when this game was first being made, hadn't made a proper Ace Combat game in a while. This game was a product just by a few people who really loved Ace Combat and this genre, and it really shows through the love and care they put through it. Yeah, it had some problems and didn't always live up to Ace Combat, and yes, Ace Combat 7 was announced like right before it was supposed to come out, which was kind of a kick in the face. A lot of Ace Combat fans call this an unofficial Ace Combat game, or like a friend in the family to Ace Combat, which is a huge compliment considering that game series is so old and so beloved and so successful. Oh, look at me being a hypocrite. I said at the beginning of the video that we weren't going to get serious, and here we are. Alright, back to the ranking. I'm going to rank it a Schrodinger's cat of either 0 out of 5 or 5 out of 5. Referencing my two favorite Ace Combat games, hey! And that's the video. Thanks everyone for watching. I know it was kind of rough with the editing and the voiceover and everything like that. I'm really trying to like get the hang of all this kind of stuff, because I've really wanted to make videos on this game as well as others. If this video gets really popular, I'll like do a video on Conquest mode stuff, because that's actually pretty cool. I've been playing quite a lot of it. But I don't think there's going to be another boss ranking coming out anytime soon. I mean, there's not going to be another Project Wingman project that's going to come out while I'm editing this or anything.